How's everybody doing this week? We're gonna do this little special edition of West Virginia Uncommon Place. Um, Talk about something that a lot of people been going a little wild about. These streaming services. Um, so before I get into it, we got to do a little sponsor bit. Then I'll get to it. So the first one we're gonna talk about is Netflix. Netflix is, it is the heavy hitter of all streaming services. Got a lot of different content. Orange is the New Black, The Crown, Strange Things, Ozark, Master of None, Russian Doll. A lot of different type of true crime stuff. Adam Sandler films, which they actually got a whole, little genre for him. My whole thing with Netflix is Netflix is really good when it comes to their series. But when it actually comes to these other back catalogs of shows like the Daredevil and stuff like that, those was the hard hitting things like a few years ago. When Disney acquired Hulu and then started doing their own streaming service, it killed that Marvel deal right there. So normally, the movie set for Netflix to me is kind of weak because it's just like mainly mainstream 1980s movies, Ferris Bueller, Back to the Future, Groundhog Day type stuff. And I mean, if you like that kind of stuff, it's fine. And then once in a blue moon, they'll have like the right movie like Inception or The Matrix, which once again every other streaming service has. The only thing that I think just pretty much kind of makes Netflix still the number one thing is because of their original content, and they got enough stuff to keep the kids entertained. Hit me up and let me know some of your thoughts about Netflix. Now moving along, let's talk about Hulu. To me, and a lot of people I would assume, Hulu's like the best for TV fans. Having that, that service of being able to watch your show the day after has always been something that catches on. And their biggest draw, a lot of people will say, is The Handmaid's Tale, which it is pretty good. And then, they got that deal with FX, where FX is putting some of their developmental shows on there. So developmental shows, FX is kind of one of those networks where it's like hit and miss. American Horror Story, certain big production things that they have probably do work out pretty good. But once again, like I said, back catalog for Hulu, I say hands down best for any type of nostalgic TV shows or anything, because it's got NBC, Fox, and ABC. And with TV, a lot of people don't understand this is that just because it's on ABC, it could have been made by Fox Studios, or if it's on NBC or CBS, it could be a ABC Studios TV show. So you never know exactly where the show's coming from until it runs its course or you find out the production. Hulu's good, because they have good tiers for their TV shows and all that other stuff, like the Hulu Basic, the Premium, and then they got the 2 packages for live TV. And once again, it's part of that Disney conglomerate. So you've got the Disney Plus and the ESPN Plus that they package together. So they kind of make themselves like the big juggernaut for everybody in the family. Like, we got sports for this one. We got the cartoons and the Marvel and the Star Wars stuff for one group. And then we got Hulu, which is basically all TV. So, roundabout way, I kind of side with Hulu to a degree over Netflix. Now, I'd like to hear back and see what you think about that. Now, this one kind of throws me for a loop. Amazon Prime Video, they have good streaming service. Lots of different dramas that are made by them, kind of following the same footsteps as Netflix and Hulu, building its own little niche with certain type of shows. Back catalog is very similar to other things, but really the major highlight over there is that they have SpongeBob. SpongeBob for the children is probably the biggest thing with them. Now, Amazon Prime Video probably has one of the better movie libraries across the board. And also they get independent films, some of those little niche stuff, like once again I said, like genre jumping type things. and their show Fleabag, and with them you have the ability to get other content from other streaming networks and stuff like that. And one thing about them, though, when you pause most of your shows, a pop-up will show you who the actors are in the scene and names of the characters they're playing. So Amazon's kind of got a little thing going on. But like I said, the one thing that I kind of capped Amazon Prime, and I use it once in a blue moon. Most of the content that's on there, besides their original stuff, you can pretty much get from any other service. And other cool thing that works out in their favor also is that they got rentable content like movies, blah 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 blah. And you can sync, that Amazon Prime deal. You're paying for Prime for your shipping and everything else. So I kind of got a niche there if you're an Amazon type person. Let me know your thoughts on that too, because with the whole Amazon Prime Video deal, I kind of like take a back seat to it, just for the simple fact that I don't see like it's stronger value over like a Hulu or Netflix. Both of them two combined, or just even the Hulu package or trio, kind of would outweigh anything that I see over there with Amazon. Real quick, let's throw in a little plug for our sponsor. One of my favorite new streaming platforms, HBO Max. And yes, I know the regular HBO app is built in too. With that being said, you got to be kind of cautious with HBO. HBO is the best of times and worst of times. Not saying so much about the original content because HBO Max hasn't been around that long. It's got that great HBO catalog. You got The Sopranos. You got Oz. Oz right there. And then, everybody gets into it, but it's The Wire, So going forward with that, the catalog with them, they got Warner Media Library. So a lot of stuff from Warner Brothers and Turner Cable Networks and things like that. So you're going to see a lot of different things going over there. But their biggest thing is that they have Friends exclusively. And that whole big deal about Friends, Friends is supposedly one of the bigger shows or better shows that everybody likes. They got The Big Bang Theory, Rick and Morty, Doctor Who, and for the anime type, they got Studio Ghibli catalog. So that's like Spirit Away, My Neighbor Totoro, and then Turner Classic Movies. So on the front of being a new upstart with some good content, it makes HBO Max like a powerhouse. And, with that complete HBO library, a lot of people that didn't experience HBO in the 90s or in the 2000s, you're going to get a lot right there. And the con here is just that it's just brand new. I'm saying this service is new enough that it kind of just puts you in one of those things where, man, where's the potential? Where's the potential? Now, I have not talked price points on everyone else, but I will say this. HBO's content is $15 a month. That's the same package deal that you're getting with Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus. So, that's a little steep for a service that's banking on the TV show Friends, in my opinion. It's just that HBO content is just what it is. You're still paying for that same service that your mom and dad paid for in the 90s. So HBO Max, I would do the 30-day free trial or 7-day free trial, whatever they're doing these days, and kind of judge it for yourself on that one. Because like I said, once again, it's that HBO content that you're not going to get anywhere else. The House of Mouse, Disney Plus, packing together Pixar's things, Star Wars, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, along with the next big thing. They own Fox on the end of the TV shows and the movies and stuff. Not Fox News or anything. Like, they have The Simpsons. They basically have all animation tied into one area, Bob's Burger. The original content that they're using with their other franchises, and especially probably the biggest TV show of this year, The Mandalorian. And obviously on Hulu's in Tiger King and stuff like that, did whatever. But The Mandalorian with the Baby Yoda and things, it's something about that series. Is just the thing is, you can watch nearly every single movie or live action movie that's been done by Disney or one of the major studios it owns. Because, like I said, that spectrum from Indiana Jones to Star Wars, all the way over to the Fox things that they've acquired. You can watch every season of The Simpsons. It's a thing that the Disney Channel movies will be on there. If you want to watch them. And once again, with the whole deal of these upcoming Marvel series and other TV series that they're doing, Disney has a lot to bank on. The big problem with this Disney Plus is the movie catalog. The movie catalog is just what you think it is. It's going to be nothing but the Disney movies. And in all honesty, if you're a Disney fan, you probably watch these movies numerous times. So that kind of could weigh on you there. And right now, the monthly subscription is just not, to me, warrant unless you're doing that whole package deal with Netflix and Hulu. I'm sorry, Hulu and ESPN Plus. Excuse me on that one. And you just gotta. It has to be packaged. It's something that I would not pay for solo. It's $6.99, or you can do $70 a year. Or once again, you can do that $12.99 package that gives you Disney Plus, Hulu with ads, and blah blah blah, or $18.99 for the same bundle, ad free. Like I said, that content over there it's exactly what it says it is. If it's something that you want for the kids or want for yourself or whatever, it's nostalgia basically. But if you buy it as a standalone, I just couldn't see doing that. Here's a word from our sponsor. Now, on to the newest one, the Peacock. I wish I had that NBC chime sound. You know what the NBC thing sounds like. NBC put together Peacock. Peacock is a very, very experimental thing right now. It's just been out since July. It can only compare to HBO Max because it has like a certain niche. Once again, it has NBC Universal's back catalog. Everything from Murder, She Wrote to Columbo. So your grandma, your mom and all, and your dad and granddad really would enjoy it. And once again, that with COVID-19 and stuff, the production for the original stuff that will be coming on the original programming, really can't say anything about anything because there's nothing there yet. The other thing is that here you're finding out what's on TV. Like this thing has the news channels and sports services built into it from NBC. And once again, like I said, its back catalog, it's really got the core NBC comedies, Parks and Recreation, 30 Rock and Chairs. It doesn't have Friends, it doesn't have Seinfeld, and it doesn't have Community, the big staples of this generation's NBC obsession. So that kind of would draw you back, because like I said, we've picked apart where Friends are. And the crazy thing there is that, that Columbo, people probably consider one of the best detective dramas. That's a big draw there. And then one thing on the science fiction end, that Battlestar Galactica from the 2000s is on there. So that's another thing that a lot of people, watch. In general, people watch all kinds of stuff. So NBC has a little bit of here and there. It has a few Jurassic Park movies. It's a smart idea. The only thing that's kind of tricky with Peacock is they got 3 tiers. They got a completely free one that has ads in it. They got a mid-budget one that has a few ads in it. And then they have an expensive one with no ads. it's kind of like they went for a different vibe because with that free stuff that kind of ties people in because that's just a download and go on the go with it. Um, and in all honesty, with my feel of it, just saying I've been using it for a few months now, or a month now, Peacock's free tier stuff made me not even want to get a subscription because I was like, man, I can watch what I want to hear and not even waste any money. Get a few ads, they can try to sell me something. So, with that being said, that's everything. That's big time with them. Price point for their medium tier is $4.99. The most expensive is $9.99, which is comparable to the other ones. Is pretty good, but the catalog is not there as the other bigger ones that we talked about earlier. So, you got to make your choice on that one. Now, I know it seems like there's a lot of streaming services, and we got through a pretty good amount of them. I'm going to tie two in together. We're going to talk about Apple TV Plus. Apple TV is, Apple's free into the streaming world because it seems like everybody got to get their hand in there. Apple TV is pretty wild because all of its content is pretty much all of it is original and exclusive. Coming out the gate, it's got 25 shows that they're offering. And they pulled heavy hitters. They got Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon in the TV show. Chris Evans got a TV show. Jason Momoa, for some of y'all, got a show out there. They got a pretty good amount of stuff out there for everybody. They got the entire run of Fraggle Rocks for people from the HBO days and Jim Henson type people. You're definitely into that. And got a little bit of everything here and there on their service. The problem with Apple TV Plus, because I have to say that I have it as a free year-long subscription, is there's just not enough content. If their content, if they had like a little mixture, like everything else, then it would kind of like work out in their favor. If they had something like that to work in their favor, like something that could just mix in, like, for example, when you look at Hulu has Handmaid's Tales. When you look at Netflix has an array from the New Black to one of its other, something else to match it to some type of comedy or something. Basically, the price points for this Apple Plus is $4.99 a month or $50 a year. If you buy a new Apple device, you get it for free. So you can basically see the content. If you got a friend, they'll probably just let you log in and you can see what is going on there. Not much to say about it, but once you run through that content, and basically, Apple's plight or how they do things is they're just using name recognition, and they're making a lot of dramas trying to tie you in that way. Now let's move on to CBS. CBS All Access. It's basically CBS's history, and also it's got one other big thing with it. It's got football. CBS has a small selection of original shows, about 12 altogether. And those numbers are low, but you got to understand that it's a reason for all that. Big heavy hitters, The Twilight Zone, probably the biggest show out right now for them, The Good Fight, which is a spinoff of The Good Wife, and then that Star Trek Discovery, and Star Trek Picard. Those things alone right there are things that have been drawing people to that. And its back catalog, fairly decent. Survivor is the biggest thing in that back catalog. And weird thing is that Amazing Race is missing off of there. You would think that that would be one of the things there. And then the thing that kills it once again with them is that they don't have their biggest show, The Big Bang Theory. It's running on HBO Max. Movie selection can be from A Clockwork Orange to Save the Last Dance 2. So, once again, I said, with CBS All Access, unless you're a fan of Survivor, Big Brother, Star Trek, Twilight, or The Good Fight, which, like I said, is probably one of the bigger shows, is kind of got you at a standstill, and you'll get to see stuff like the Grammys and Tonys on there. And the thing that you got to watch for with this network is with CBS and Viacom coming together, Nickelodeon, MTV, Comedy Central, and the Smithsonian Channel will be coming to this network, so it's going to be really big. So, and on that point, you kind of got to watch, and you got to be like, man, this might be something that's big. And once again, on this end, they got Twin Peaks, they got Seventh Heaven, they got Jag, I Love Lucy. Those shows right there that people grew up in the 90s watching, it could kind of draw you in to it. But like I said, missing its big shows, The Big Bang Theory, How I Met Your Mother, not having the full series of CSI and The Amazing Race, kind of, makes you not even really want to draw into them until, you obviously in your search for what you want to watch, you have to find the shows that you want to watch. And that kind of would draw me back because, like the average person does not know that Viacom or this company owns that studio show. So you think when I go to CBS, I should be able to watch The Big Bang Theory and How I Met Your Mother. But it doesn't happen that way. So kind of got to watch what you do with this one. Give it a little time to get a little bit bigger with its merger. $5.99 with commercials, $9.99 commercial free. And thank you guys for tuning in. And next week, it'll be something totally different. We got some perspective interviews and different things coming up in this. Some just normal little everyday things we'll just talk about. And we'll get a little bit more in depth into some different things. You know how to hit me up through my links. Follow it on Snap. Different places like that. You can find me.